यहीं अपनी प्रतिभाएं निखारने का मौका देंगे। इससे न केवल भारत का कौशल अपने देश में ही रहेगा, बल्कि देश की पूंजी भी देश के विकास में ही काम आएगी। भारतीय विमानपत्तन प्राधिकरण अपने हवाई अड्डों पर FTOs और MROs स्थापित करने के लिए भूमि प्रदान कर आत्मनिर्भर भारत में एक अग्रणी भूमिका निभा रहा है। MRO इंडस्ट्री को बढ़ावा देने से न केवल रोजगार के अवसर उत्पन्न होंगे, बल्कि भारत में संचालित एयरक्राफ्ट जो आज विदेश में जाकर रिपेयर होते हैं, उन्हें यहीं भारत में ही कई गुना कम कीमत में दुरुस्त किया जा सकेगा। निजी क्षेत्र ने भी इस सेक्टर में भारत की सबसे बड़ी एयरक्राफ्ट मेंटेनेंस, रिपेयर और ओवरहॉल फर्म में निवेश करने में रुचि दिखाई है। ऐसे और कई प्रयासों से भारतीय नागर विमानन क्षेत्र आत्मनिर्भर भारत की परिकल्पना को साकार करेगा। बढ़ेगा देश, हमें है विश्वास, आत्मनिर्भरता से छुएंगे नया आकाश।
पावन सरयू नदी के तट पर बसा अयोध्या धाम हजारों वर्षों से भारत की महान सांस्कृतिक विरासत का अहम केंद्र रहा है। लोक आस्था व जन चेतना में रची बसी प्रभु श्री राम की पुण्य जन्मभूमि देश और दुनिया भर से बड़ी संख्या में श्रद्धालुओं को आकर्षित करती है। प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के विरासत भी विकास भी के विजन के तहत अयोध्या धाम तेजी से दिव्य और भव्य बन रहा है। विकास के कई प्रोजेक्ट्स और आधुनिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर निर्माण के साथ अयोध्या धाम अपने नव स्वरूप में लगातार संवर रहा है। आधुनिक कनेक्टिविटी हो या श्रद्धालुओं के लिए आधुनिक सुविधाएं, घाटों और चौराहों का सौंदर्यीकरण हो या नया रेलवे स्टेशन, ऐसी कई परियोजनाएं पूरी भी हो चुकी हैं और कई परियोजनाओं पर तेजी से काम हो रहा है। इसी दिशा में डबल इंजन सरकार के तहत मात्र 21 महीने के रिकॉर्ड समय में रामायण महाकाव्य के रचयिता महर्षि वाल्मीकि को समर्पित महर्षि वाल्मीकि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय हवाई अड्डा अयोध्या धाम बनकर तैयार है। महर्षि वाल्मीकि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय हवाई अड्डा अयोध्या धाम का प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के द्वारा उद्घाटन किया गया है।
आधुनिक भारत में अयोध्या धाम हमें दिव्य भव्य नव्य राम मंदिर से जोड़ेगा। जो ये नया एयरपोर्ट बना है, उसकी क्षमता हर साल 10 लाख यात्रियों को सेवा करने की क्षमता है। जब इस एयरपोर्ट के दूसरे तरफ का काम भी पूरा हो जाएगा, तो महर्षि वाल्मीकि इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट पर हर साल 60 लाख यात्री आ जा सकेंगे।
ये उत्तर प्रदेश का चौथा अंतर्राष्ट्रीय हवाई अड्डा है। 6,500 वर्ग मीटर क्षेत्रफल में निर्मित ये टर्मिनल भवन व्यस्ततम समय में प्रति घंटे 600 यात्री तथा सालाना 10 लाख यात्रियों को सेवा प्रदान करने में सक्षम है। 350 करोड़ रुपए की लागत से हवाई अड्डे के टर्मिनल भवन, रनवे तथा 8 विमानों की पार्किंग हेतु एप्रन आदि का निर्माण किया गया है। 2200 मीटर लंबा रनवे एयरबस 321 प्रकार के विमानों के प्रचालन के लिए उपयुक्त है। यात्रियों की सुगम आवाजाही के लिए 9 चेक इन काउंटर, 5 एक्सरे मशीन, 3 कन्वेयर बेल्ट एवं 400 कारों के पार्किंग की भी व्यवस्था उपलब्ध है। टर्मिनल भवन की संरचना अयोध्या धाम के श्री राम मंदिर की वास्तुकला से प्रेरित है। भवन के आंतरिक भाग को भगवान श्री राम की जीवन यात्रा को दर्शाने वाली कलमकारी, पट्टचित्र, मधुबनी एवं अन्य कलाकृतियों से सजाया गया है। टर्मिनल भवन संरचना में भव्यता प्रदान करते अनेक शिखरों से भी अलंकृत है। इस हवाई अड्डे के विकास से देश दुनिया से बड़ी संख्या में यहां आने वाले तीर्थ यात्रियों को सुगमता होगी। साथ ही अयोध्या वासियों को भी इस सीधे हवाई संपर्क का बहुत लाभ मिलेगा। टूरिज्म और हॉस्पिटैलिटी सेक्टर हो या रोजगार व स्वरोजगार, सभी को नई मजबूती मिलेगी।
Ever wondered the magnificence and complexities of aviation sector? How these flying machines carry people over large distances faster than others? How do aircrafts land safely in zero visibility conditions? How is round-the-clock air traffic management ensured with safety and security? How are runway strips constructed over diverse terrain? How is communication established with aircraft beyond line of sight? How are flights monitored and controlled across vast airspaces, including territorial and oceanic regions? What long-term planning strategies are employed to develop and operate airports to meet growing demand over time? In what ways do digital initiatives enhance the user experience and satisfaction? With more than 133 airports and management of 2.8 million square nautical miles of airspace, the Airports Authority of India, AAI, creates, upgrades, maintains and manages civil aviation infrastructure in India. Standing as a pivotal platform, AAI offers an intensive program designed to create interest in civil aviation sector among students. We see collaborations with educational institutions to help their students gain direct insight into construction and management of airports and civil aviation operations. These collaborations will help students understand the industry better and supplement theoretical knowledge with practical operations and functioning. Namaskar. Welcome to a learning journey with Airports Authority of India, AAI's prestigious internship program, Pradeepti. Let us take you through our meticulously crafted internship initiative, Pradeepti, aimed at maximizing outreach among educational institutions. Through Pradeepti, AAI offers learning opportunities at 3 levels.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. May I have your attention, please? We are about to start the event. We request you all to kindly be seated and please keep your phones on silent mode. We once again request our esteemed guests to kindly be seated as we are starting in next few minutes. Please keep your phone on silent mode. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting in no time. Our chief guest has arrived at the venue. We are starting in next 1 minute. Requesting all to please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we once again request you to please be seated. We are starting the event now. Our chief guest will be joining us in any moment from now. We request your cooperation. Our chief guest, our guest of honor, will be joining us in any moment from now. Kindly be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, our chief guest and guest of honor will be joining us in any moment from now. We once again request all of you to be seated. We are starting in no time. Thank you very much for your cooperation and for your patience. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting. We once again humbly request you to please take your seats. We seek your attention, ladies and gentlemen. We request you to please be seated. Our chief guest and guest of honor will be joining us in next 30 seconds. We request you to please be seated. To our esteemed guests who have not taken their seats yet, it's a humble request to please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, as we can see, the chief guest for today's event and other esteemed dignitaries have arrived inside the hall. Let's welcome them with a thunderous round of applause. Our chief guest for this evening, Shri Kinjarapu Ram Mohan Naidu, Honorable Minister of Civil Aviation, Government of India. We need a louder round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Guest of honor, Shri Murlidhar Mohal, Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Civil Aviation and Cooperation, Government of India. Shri Vumlunmang Walnam, Secretary, Ministry of Civil Aviation, Government of India. Kindly keep the applause going. Shri Zulfikar Hassan, Director General, Bureau of Civil Aviation Security. Shri SKG Rahate, Chairman, Airports Economic Regulatory Authority. Shri Sanjeev Kumar, Chairman, Airport Authorities of India. Shri Vikram Devdutt, Director General, DGCA. Once again, a very warm and hearty welcome to the esteemed dignitaries present on the dais. You may all please be seated. Respected Chief Guest, Guest of Honor, Your Excellencies, High Commissioners, Ambassadors, representatives from various countries, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and a very warm welcome to the curtain raiser of the second Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference on Civil Aviation. I am Prerna and it is my honor to guide you through this evening filled with remarkable moments and esteemed addresses. We've gathered here to celebrate the advancement of civil aviation in the Asia-Pacific region and to pave the way for collaboration and innovation in the future. To begin with, we will felicitate the chief guest and guest of honor. I request Shri Walnam, Secretary MOCA, to kindly welcome our chief guest, Shri Kinjarapu Ram Mohan Naidu, Honorable Minister of Civil Aviation, Government of India. A hearty welcome to you, Honorable Minister. We now welcome guest of honor, requesting Shri Walnam to please welcome guest of honor, Shri Murlidhar Mohal, Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Civil Aviation and Cooperation, Government of India. Thank you, Shri Walnam, for doing the honors. Thank you to our esteemed dignitaries for gracing us with your benign presence. Your leadership would definitely inspire us all as we work towards a brighter future in civil aviation. Next, may I please invite Shri Vikram Devdutt, DG DGCA, to deliver the welcome address. Please welcome him on the dais.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Minister for Civil Aviation, Shri Kinjarapu Ram Mohan Naidu Garu. Honorable Minister of State for Civil Aviation, Shri Murlidhar Mohal ji. Secretary Civil Aviation, Shri Walnam. my colleagues, DG BCAS, Chairman AI, Chairman ERA, distinguished representatives from the APAC member states, representative from the APAC regional office in Bangkok, captains and doyens of the aviation industry gathered here, and all my colleagues from the ministry, various organizations of the ministry, and other ministries of Government of India. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on this special ceremonial unveiling event of the second Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference on Civil Aviation, one of the largest composite events of the aviation industry in the Asia-Pacific region, scheduled from 11th to 12th of September 2024 at New Delhi. The Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference on Civil Aviation is an event that brings together aviation decision makers to discuss cooperation and coordinated approaches to the future of civil aviation in this region. The conference also provides an opportunity to identify new opportunities and build relationships in the aviation sector. The seeds of this conference was sown in the DG's conference in Sri Lanka in 2016, which was followed by the first ever Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference on Civil Aviation in Beijing, China, in February 2018, which recognized the need for a platform for stronger regional cooperation, partnerships, and engagement to continuously improve aviation safety. The contribution of air transport towards sustainable economic and social development of every nation is undisputed. The global air transport sector supports 65 million jobs and $2.7 trillion in global economic activity, according to a pre-pandemic research by the Air Transport Action Group. The Asia-Pacific region in specific covers a wide geographical area with diverse landscapes, climates, societies, cultures, religions, and economies. More than half of the world's population lives in this region. With its diversity as an asset, the region has enjoyed remarkable economic growth. Several countries within the region are experiencing rapid changes in economic development, urbanization, social transformation, and technological development. And these countries share common economic drivers. The expanding economy in this region has brought about an increased interdependence among the countries in terms of natural resources, finance, trade, transportation, and above all, in civil aviation. It is indeed notable that India, at the cusp of an inflection point in humongous growth in civil aviation, is the host to the second Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference, which would involve a commitment at the highest level from the leaders in this region to shared outcomes. To give an idea, the Asia-Pacific region covers a vast airspace with 39 contracting states of the ICAO, 2 special administrative regions, and 13 other territories. It covers 49 flight information regions. The expanse and the diversity of this region are reflected in the different levels of the air navigation system development, implementation of aviation security provisions, and coupled with continued traffic growth. This region has shown immense potential in terms of capacity, in terms of growth, and therefore the challenge and the shared challenge between all countries and regulators in this region is to ensure a safe, secure, sustainable air transportation across the region, which can only be attained through a strong commitment and close collaboration among states, the aviation industry, and the safety and security partners to ensure capacity building and a commitment to resources apart from knowledge sharing. Just to give an idea of the challenge, out of the 37 states in the region, 19 of these states, despite the humongous growth in air transport, have an effective implementation score of ICAO standards, which is lower than the global average. And therein lies the challenge. This is a seeming contradiction that while the APAC region will regain and represent the expected highest rate of air traffic growth, the number of low EI states is a challenge which needs our immediate attention in terms of priority. In terms of the global departures in 2023, this region recorded 33.41% of the global departures, total departures, which is the highest among all the regions. So it is indeed opportune that this second ministerial conference, which is being conveyed to consolidate the Asia and Pacific regional aviation collaboration and cooperation, which was founded 6 years ago in Beijing, to craft a futuristic vision for priorities in the region, including promoting a culture of innovation and growth with safety. I welcome you all to this evening, and we are pleased as the host nation on behalf of the Honorable Minister for Civil Aviation and the entire ministry to welcome all the esteemed dignitaries here for a pleasant interaction. Thank you.
Thank you, Sridat, for the gracious welcome address and setting the tone for the evening. Moving forward, Sri Asanba Chuba Ao, JS Mocha, will present an introduction to the Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference 2024, shedding light on the program and schedule of this significant event. Can we all please welcome him on the dais?
Respected Chief Guest and Guest of Honor for this evening, respected dignitaries on the stage, honored guests from various member states of the APAC region, friends from the industry, senior officers from various ministries, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening to you all, and I stand here today to introduce this event that we have just heard about in the welcome address. So as you can see, this is the second edition of the Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference on Civil Aviation, the first having been held in 2018 in Beijing, which is now, I think, quite some time. But we all know what happened in between. So I think it's right time to have a conference where the countries in this region, member states, can come together and deliberate on the future of aviation. I'll just take you through the program and what we expect from this event that is coming up in September. The venue is the beautiful Bharat Mandapam, which we are all familiar with now as a landmark in New Delhi. The dates are 11th and 12th of September 2024. So I assume and I presume that we will all mark our calendars for these two important dates. Now, the second APAC Ministerial Conference, we look at it as being more than a conference. It is going to bring together top aviation leaders from the region in one platform. Another significant event that happens to be at the same time is the ICAO celebrating 80 years of its existence, along with the Chicago Convention. Those of us who are familiar with the aviation, the history of aviation, we all know that this is a very significant event. The honorable ministers and delegates who will attend this conference, we will be hearing from them. There will be discussions, and more importantly, there will be the adoption of the Asia-Pacific Ministerial Declaration on Civil Aviation. And when there's a gathering of such eminence, there is bound to be interaction among key decision makers during the event, as also the participation by major aviation organizations who will be part of that event. As mentioned in the welcome address, this is the list of countries, a large list, who make up a large part of the world that we live in, and this is the expected participation of countries for the event. The participating organizations is listed here. Of course, we expect there to be even more organizations participating, but this is initially this is the invitation that we expect during the program. Now, quickly take you through the program. The kickoff will be on the 10th of September. That is when we expect all our esteemed guests to arrive. And on the 10th of September, the venue is the Ashok, New Delhi. And we will also be having panel discussions which will be organized by the DGCA, the BCAS, and the AAI on the major subjects or topics that you can see on the screen. This will be followed by early on-site registration and also the welcome reception and dinner to be hosted by the Government of India at that venue. The second day, which is the first day of the conference, will see the meeting of the Director Generals to finalize the Asia-Pacific Declaration on Civil Aviation, the inaugural ceremony of the Ministerial Conference per se, the ceremony for the 80th anniversary of ICAO and the Chicago Convention, the election of Chairperson and Vice Chairperson of the conference, and addresses by the Honorable Ministers and Heads of Delegation on issues and challenges in their respective countries. This will be followed in the evening by what we expect to be a scintillating drone show over Delhi skies, followed by a cultural program and the official conference dinner. The second day, that is 12th of September, will be followed by addresses, continuation of the addresses by honorable ministers and heads of delegation, a presentation by ICAO, and a presentation on the draft Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference or the Delhi Declaration. There will be a discussion on the draft Delhi Declaration, which will be followed by the adoption of the Delhi Declaration itself, which will then lead to the closing of the Ministerial Conference. So this is the program per se, and day 3 is the exciting part of the conference, that is the cultural tour that has been organized for all the delegates who come for the program. So once again, I would like to share with all of you, especially the members, representatives of the member states who are here today, to take the message back to your respective countries, and we cordially invite you to the second Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference on Civil Aviation. Thank you.
Thank you, Shri Ao, for the insightful presentation. Now it is my privilege to invite Shri Wimlun Monk Walnum, Secretary Civil Aviation, to deliver the keynote address. Let's please welcome him on the dais.
As we meet for this curtain raiser, my warm greetings to Honorable Minister of Civil Aviation, Government of India, Shri Kinjarappu Ram Mohan Naidu, Honorable Minister of State for Civil Aviation and Cooperation, Shri Murlidharan Mohol, all the distinguished dignitaries on the dais, and even more so, our distinguished guests and friends in the room. I would just like to dwell on how the civil aviation sector is in an upswing as we prepare for this ICAO second APEC conference. IATA data tells us globally, international air passenger traffic surged by 14.6% last month. And within this, our region, the Asia Pacific, was the leader with a 27% year-on-year growth. So we are at the place for civil aviation. Congratulations to all of you. Since the COVID, it is a happy news that globally, both domestic and international traffic is seeing higher cabin occupancy. And even again in that, Asia Pacific Airlines remain the main contributor to industry-wide growth in traffic, bringing around 42% of the net increase observed over the last year. All route pairs with Asia have been regaining passengers' demand vis-a-vis the same month a year earlier, while also approaching levels pre-COVID in all our countries. On the cargo side, international air cargo traffic rose by 15.5% compared to last year. And carriers from Asia Pacific and Africa recorded the highest annual growth and demand on the Africa-Asia trade path, expanding by an outstanding 40.6% year-on-year. I don't intend to speak much, but only as we gather for this curtain raiser, all the countries from Asia Pacific, we are the ones to meet, we are the ones to discuss, we are the ones to promote civil aviation. So we urge all your ministers, all your representatives to join us on the second APEC conference in September. To all our friends from the other countries, to the various organizations linked to civil aviation, a very warm welcome. Let us partner together. We are here to grow together. Asia Pacific is here to grow with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Your leadership and vision have been instrumental in advancing the aviation sector in India. Thank you very much. We now have a special video message from Mr. Salvatore Chiquitano, President IQ, council based in Montreal. Please direct your attention towards the screen.
Honorable Minister of Civil Aviation, Mr. K. Rammohan Naidu. Honorable Minister of State of Civil Aviation, Mr. Mulidhar Mohol. Permanent Secretary, Minister of Civil Aviation, Mr. Vumuluman Walnam. Distinguished ambassadors, high commissioners, and respected representatives. The second Asia-Pacific Ministerial Conference on Civil Aviation, to be held in Delhi this September, promises to be a defining moment in our pursuit of a resilient, sustainable, and innovative future for air transport in the Asia-Pacific region. On behalf of the International Civil Aviation Organization, I wish to extend our gratitude to the Government of India for its cooperation with and support to our Asia-Pacific Regional Office towards crafting a conference program that will inspire and unite all of us. In particular, I wish to take the opportunity to express ICAO's appreciation of the policies adopted by the Government of India in support to the development of the civil aviation. The substantial infrastructure investments, the ambitious airline development programs, and India's commitment in support to aviation decarbonization are exemplary, not only for the region, but for the entire world. We expect an increase in passenger traffic from approximately 4.5 billion passengers this year to about 11.5 billion passengers in 2050. Asia Pacific has emerged as a beacon of traffic growth, with India shining as one of the fastest growing markets globally. This conference will be an opportunity to fully harness the potential of that reality, building upon the foundation of regional cooperation forged through the Beijing Declaration in 2018. Together, we will advance towards a post-pandemic transport system that is sustainable, resilient, inclusive, and truly responsive to the evolving needs of our interconnected world. Thank you very much for your attention.
We extend our gratitude to Mr. Srikitano for his encouraging message. Before I call our guest of honor, we'd like to acknowledge the presence of the representatives from member states of the APAC region. Tonight, we have with us His Excellency Mr. Taha, High Commissioner Pranay Darussalam, Her Excellency Ms. Krishna Murthy, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to India, Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Mr. Tan, Ambassador Republic of Vietnam, His Excellency Mr. Ignacio, Ambassador Philippines, His Excellency Mr. Chol, Ambassador Democratic People's Republic of Korea, His Excellency Mr. Rata, High Commissioner, New Zealand, Mr. Islam, Deputy High Commissioner, Bangladesh, Mr. Monkol Naveen, Minister and Deputy Chief of Mission, Thailand, Mr. Desan Naike, Minister of Consular, Sri Lanka, along with esteemed representatives from Nepal, Cambodia, Palau, Solomon Islands, Kiribati, Maldives, Japan, Malaysia, Bhutan, Papua New Guinea, United States of America, Singapore, Fiji, and France. We also have with us Mr. Manjeet Singh, Deputy Director, ICAO, APAC, who has come all the way from Bangkok to be here this evening. I once again welcome you all. Next, I am delighted to invite the guest of honor for this ceremony, Shri Muralidhar Mohol, Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Civil Aviation and Cooperation, to address the august gathering.
Honorable Minister Sri Naiduji and respected dais, Your Excellencies, esteemed dignitaries, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored and pleased to warmly welcome you to the curtain raiser event. It is crucial for us to come together as a region to discuss our way forward. As we recover from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, in India, aviation traffic has significantly increased over the past year, surpassing pre-pandemic levels. We are the third largest domestic aviation market in the world, and on our way to becoming the third largest overall aviation market. Global investors are recognizing the opportunities in the Indian market due to this strong growth. The civil aviation industry in the Asia-Pacific region has shown enormous potential with vast growth opportunity recently. To support this growth, the Government of India, along with International Civil Aviation Organization, is organizing one of the largest events in the aviation industry in the Asia-Pacific region. Our gathering represents a significant portion of the global air passenger traffic. In 2019, Asia and the Pacific accounted for the highest portion of the global passengers with 34.7%. During the post-pandemic recovery, Asia-Pacific showed it could return to its pre-pandemic performance. in the second half of 2023, it had the highest traffic among all regions with 32.7% of the global total. Departures from the Asia Pacific region reached out about 11 million in 2023, making up 33.41% of global departures. Our vision for aviation goes beyond just numbers and infrastructure. We are committed to making aviation safer, more sustainable, innovative, and inclusive. I want to highlight the resolution adopted at the 41st Assembly of ICAO on aviation contribution towards the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. This resolution encourages CAO member states to enhance collaboration and partnership to support civil aviation department. In less developed countries, landlocked developing countries, and the small island developing state, our region is rich in natural wonders, cultural heritage, and vibrant cities. Promoting aviation can create new opportunities for economic growth, job creation, and cultural exchange. The aviation sector in India and the Asia Pacific region has great potential and must be sustainably managed for future generations. Ladies and gentlemen, the APAC Ministerial Conference 2024 is a unique opportunity to come together, share our experiences, and plan for the future. The conference will allow us to discuss issues and trends and the safety and security of civil aviation, share best practices, explore innovative solutions, and discuss regulatory frameworks to support the industry growth. I request all of you to reach out to your aeronautical authorities and governments to participate in this event jointly organized by ICAO and India. This rare opportunity offers one-on-one interactions, discussions, experiences sharing, and a chance to discover India. Thank you all for making the time to attend this event. I look forward to the participation of the countries in the September 2024 conference. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable address. Under a dynamic leadership, the civil aviation sector in the country will surely achieve its full potential. We will now proceed to the official release of the APAC MC brochure, followed by the launch of the video introducing the ministerial conference. We have now reached a significant moment in our program. It is my pleasure to announce the official release of the Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference brochure. This comprehensive document encapsulates all the necessary information about the impending conference. To mark this occasion, I request the esteemed dignitaries to kindly release the brochure. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause as we celebrate the release of the APAC Ministerial Conference brochure in the hands of the esteemed dignitaries. Kindly keep the applause going. Many congratulations at the release of the APAC Ministerial Conference brochure. Thank you, dignitaries, for doing the honors. As we continue our journey through this evening of celebration and collaboration, we have now come to a moment that promises to inspire and captivate us all. It is my pleasure to announce the launch of the video introducing the Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference. May I now request our chief guest and our guest of honor to kindly launch the video. A huge round of applause on the launch. We look forward to your esteemed presence in our upcoming conference. With a steadfast commitment to innovation and progress, our honorable chief guest, Sri Naidu's leadership continues to shape the future of aviation in our nation, fostering excellence and sustainability in the skies above. It is my privilege to invite Honorable Minister of Civil Aviation and a visionary leader, Sri Kinjarapu Ram Mohan Naidu. Please welcome him with a roaring round of applause.
Honorable MOS Civil Aviation Murlidhar Maholji, Secretary Civil Aviation Mangji, DG DGCA, DG BCAS, Chairman ERA, Chairman AI, and Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, esteemed dignitaries from member countries, members of the industry, members of the press, and ladies and gentlemen, Namaskaram and Swagatam to everyone. It is with immense enthusiasm and pride that I stand before you today at this curtain raiser event for the Asia Pacific Civil Aviation Ministerial Conference 2024 here in the vibrant heart of New Delhi. Your presence today is a testament to our shared commitment to advancing the aviation sector and uniting all our nations. I firmly believe that the aviation sector is not just a means of transportation. It is the lifeline that connects our people, our cultures, and our economies. It is the beacon of progress that fosters growth, improves the quality of life, and bridges distances. Your presence here signifies the power of aviation to bring people together and create opportunities for a brighter future. Our remarkable progress in the aviation sector is a direct result of our collaborative and collective efforts, innovation, and unwavering commitment. India's partnership with ICAO to host this prestigious conference is not merely a collaboration, but a fellowship of all countries in the Asia-Pacific region. I urge each one of you to ensure maximum participation from your respective countries in this significant event. The Asia-Pacific region is a mosaic of diverse cultures, booming economies, and breathtaking landscapes. Our strength lies in our unity, shared experiences, and collective growth. The upcoming Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference on September 11th and 12th will build upon the momentum that has been created in the first edition that was held in Beijing in 2018 and reaffirm the commitments that we have made then. This conference envisions safer skies for a region by prioritizing aviation sector safety and ensuring efficient air navigation services. Our collaborative efforts are crucial in meeting the growing demands of our populations, tourism sectors, and the growing middle-class economy. The potential for growth in our aviation industry is immense, driven by higher disposable incomes, favorable demographics, and enhanced infrastructure in aviation sector. And we have to ensure that sustainability must be at the core of our vision for the future. The aviation sector requires not only efficient, but also environment-friendly technologies to minimize its carbon footprint. We must invest in green technologies, adopt sustainable practices, and foster a culture of environmental stewardship. By doing so, we can create an aviation industry that not only meets for today's needs, but also safeguards the future of our generations to come. The global aviation industry plays an indispensable role in sustainable economic and social development. As per pre-pandemic research, global air transport supports about 65 million jobs and approximately 3 trillion in economic activity. The democratization of air travel is essential to make it affordable and accessible to all. And in fact, right after I've taken charge of this ministry, as a young member of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's cabinet, I have made it a priority that at the core of the growth of civil aviation industry, we are going to keep the passenger as the topmost priority, and we are going to make air travel more accessible and more affordable. And we must ensure, while we are trying to democratize the air travel, we must also ensure gender equality in this industry by providing ample opportunities for women to thrive in aviation careers. I'm happy to announce that as a first step in that direction, recently our DGCA has issued an advisory to all the departments and airlines to see that at least 25% of the workforce is women in the industry. Let me also take this opportunity to give you an insight into the Indian aviation sector. India has made significant strides in the aviation sector. Under the able leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, the Indian aviation sector has reached new heights in the last decade. In just 10 years, we have doubled the number of airports in India. With over 150 airports across the country today, we are dedicated to provide last mile connectivity and mobility to all our 150 crore citizens of this country. On a single day, our airports handle up to 9 lakh passengers, showcasing the robust demand and growth potential of our industry. Connecting Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities through UDAN scheme has unlocked new potential which connects the rural and middle class India to the rest of the country. The Indian aviation sector has flown many miles, set numerous milestones, and overcome many challenges to become the third largest domestic aviation market in the world. Yet, we are merely at the tip of the iceberg. And the potential of our aviation industry is poised to grow multifold in the next decade. That, I think, another sign of it is how our Prime Minister has given the responsibility to handle this ministry to two young ministers, me and Muralidhar Moholji. We are very new to this cabinet, but our Prime Minister has ensured that a growth sector like civil aviation needs new energy, new mindset, new thought process, and new dimension to make it push forward, and that is the commitment that Modi ji has given to this sector today. And also, our carriers have placed, Indian carriers have placed historic orders for over 1,200 aircrafts, which is the highest, I believe, in the world also, indicating exponential growth in the coming years. And if you look at the passenger traffic in India, it has not only recovered from the pandemic challenge, but also surpassed the pre-pandemic numbers, showcasing our resilience and potential to grow upward. To give you a glimpse, pre-COVID, we touched about 202 million passengers per year in 2019-20. And during the COVID, we went as low as 65 million passengers per year. But today, I'm happy to say that we are back, recovered, and strong and resilient with 220 million passengers per year. And the projections this year is 250 million passengers per year. And with this steady pace growth, I'm sure that our airways, I've been saying this a lot, and I'm sure that it's going to be true, that airways in India is going to be the new railways for the country. And we are committed to make it happen in the future also. With this growing aviation industry in India, we are fully committed to make India a holistic hub for aviation. Because we believe in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We are a growing sector today in civil aviation in the country, but we believe the growth of civil aviation not only depends on how India is growing, but how civil aviation is growing across the world. Which is why we take this interministerial conference as a significant event where we can share ideas, where we can come together, discuss, learn, and grow together. As the Minister of Civil Aviation, I'm also proud to announce a significant step towards standardization of IGST for MRO facilities at 5% across all categories, irrespective of harmonized classification. This is a significant decision which our ministry has been very closely following up with the Finance Minister and the Honorable Prime Minister, and they have been kind enough to recognize that if the civil aviation industry has been given this kind of push, then there is a lot of scope for job creation, there is a lot of scope to encourage MRO facilities, and there is a lot of scope for research-oriented activity to be happening around MRO. So through this dais, I would like to thank our Honorable Prime Minister who has accepted our request and given the IGST for 5% under this MRO facility category. And simultaneously, we are developing comprehensive policies in areas such as drones, MRO, air cargo, seaplanes, and numerous multimodal air travel concepts. Under the guidance of our Prime Minister, we are building a digitally empowered society with initiatives like DigiYatra, which is making it much more easier for the passengers who are using airport facilities, exemplifying our vision for a seamless travel experience and setting new benchmarks for efficiency and convenience in air travel. While achieving all this and aspiring to do more, our core focus always remains on ensuring international cooperation and adherence to the rule of law to ensure the safety, security, and sustainability of global air transport. We also must strengthen and streamline the legal framework for international civil aviation through our international treaties and agreements, with ICAO playing a crucial role. India's partnership with ICAO dates back to 1944, and we remain a strong supporter of ICAO's initiative, No Country Left Behind. Our commitment to safer skies is reflected in our significant jump in ICAO's aviation safety ranking also. As we embark on this journey together, let us be guided by the principles of inclusivity, innovation, and collaboration. Let us build a future where every flight is a step towards progress, every airport a hub of opportunity, and every passenger a part of our shared vision. India has always been a land of discovery, and today that spirit lives on. We, with nearly 500 million Indians, firmly believe in Atithi Devo Bhava, where the guest is equal to God. So once again, I extend a warm invitation to all the member states to experience the magic of our incredible country and to participate in the conference which is happening on September 11th and 12th. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of me, my Minister MOS Muralidharji, my ministry, Government of India, and 140 crore Indians, a warm welcome to each and every one of you for the Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference. The skies are limitless, and together we can soar to new heights. Thank you for your commitment, dedication, and collaboration. Let us continue to work together and achieve greatness in the aviation sector. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for your remarkable address. Under your youthful and visionary leadership, we are sure that Ministerial Conference will be an occasion where the cooperation among member states will make great strides and will lay the foundation for safer and more sustainable skies. We have now come to an end of this segment of our program. Now, our Honorable Minister of Civil Aviation and Honorable Minister of State will interact with High Commissioners, ambassadors, and esteemed dignitaries, and this will be followed by dinner. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much. We hope you have a wonderful evening and enjoy the fruitful interactions and dinner.